Yes, you know what time it is already. It is Betrayal at Krondor time. Come on, hurry up and load into it. Okay, yes, we are back with more Betrayal at Krondor. Let's get right to it. As you can see, I'm kind of hyper today. We shall restore our game. So when we last left off, alright, I gotta get my keys back in mode. We are on our way to Romney, but we're oh, the irony. We're on our way to Romney, and guess what? Romney just lost the election. Oh, sorry for any Republican viewers. Actually, I'm not, but okay, so if we take a look at the map, I said I was going to... Alright, which way is Romney? It is... Alright, so Malek's Cross is down there. We were gonna further investigate Malek's Cross a little bit more. I think we already investigated that graveyard. Ooh. I can't remember. What the hell, we're gonna go check again. No grave shall be left undug. Okay, so we have Valanda Magar lost her mind before her life, so if... Okay, yeah, we obviously did, because I think that was... Alright, death by association... No body... Gratefully dead. Yeah, we did do this one. I remember now. Okay, back on the path to Malek's Cross. Yes, we shall go in. Alright, so we have the house there that we need the ticket to get into. We have the inn, which we still had a few people left to talk to. Okay, Ivan Scald, we already talked to him about all the subjects, with the chest and everything. Alright, so... Did we Barden here already? Let's Bard real fast. Oh, I already did Barden here. There's the innkeeper. Talk to him again. Let's talk to this fellow. The man accepted their company. Owen chatted idly with the rough-looking fellow as James looked on, making certain that in his ebullient mood the magician didn't slip and give away the true purpose of their travels. So, where are you headed, the man asked, describing a large arc with his ale cup. Any place interesting? Actually, we're not headed in any specific direction, James intervened. We're wandering, looking for an employer, treasure to watch, caravan to guard. The man snickered. Or a caravan to steal from, eh? Freebooters, then. Well, there's not much to go on in the kingdom these days, not in the west. The prince has seen to it his robes are safe from, and his vassals happy. For the likes of us, he's taken all the fun out of life. James nodded. You're not the first to say so. That traditional flavor text. Okay, so this guy looks like another one. Yeah, that's the long tail dude. That's in every single tavern. So let's talk to this guy. James motioned to the figure across the room. The wooden woman nodded, then made her way across the wooden floor until she was standing before them. Petrum! Wow, what kind of name is that? Wherever did you get those clothes, Lasai? Lascelles must have snatched them off a marquee somewhere. You're getting a mild bit bolder, aren't you? I'm afraid you have me mistaken for someone else. My name is James. James, is it? Haha, of course it is. And I'm not your Grand Petrum either. I take it you're masquerading again. This isn't like that time you ran through about Malek's Cross for a month begging and chewed up soap in it. Is it? But you made some fine sovereigns with that act. With all that foam coming out of your mouth, a body would think that you had the creeping mongoose, and they'd pay a pretty coin just to have you away from them. You've always been a wily one, Lascelles. I don't even know how to pronounce that name, so I'm not gonna bother. Did you pinch any bread for me? Why can't you buy your own bread? Who pissed in your pot, eh? You know perfectly well that I haven't had nothing since Jack died. Unless, what are you doing with an elf boy? Don't you know they bring bad luck? They're the ones what killed Jack and are stirring up all that trouble in Sethanon. What's got in your head? Have you run mad? What trouble in Sethanon are you referring to, madam? You really aren't Lascelles. Leslie? We'll go with Leslie. That sounds kind of cool. You really aren't Leslie, are you then? But you're his mirror image, you are. How could this be unless some kind of fairy evil, is it? That's what it is, some kind of fairy magic. And you finally come for me. Took Leslie's form. We aren't brothers of the dark path, madam, miss. Please trust us. Perhaps I bear some resemblance to this Leslie character you're talking about, but we're just ordinary folk. I would like to talk to Leslie, however. He sounds like he might be a relative. I guess you don't look like evil fairies. Leastways, none I've ever heard of. So Lislai might be your brother. I don't know. I've never known my father, and my mother never mentioned a twin. When I was taken captive in Krondor, a few of the men who were guarding me kept asking about places I'd never been to, and about people I'd never met. First I wanted to dismiss what they were saying, but then I got to thinking about some of the events that happened before. The Battle of Sethanon. Perhaps someone tried to slip in a double for Prince Arutha. Maybe the Moredal are repeating their old strategies. This is all very interesting, but I haven't had a bite to eat in days. Do you think you could spare something for me? Of course. I've got a pack of rations that are yours, providing you tell us a little bit more about this Lislai. Last I saw of him, he was heading towards Leighton. Said something about wanting to meet some gentleman there. More than likely he'll be staying away from the main roads. Try as he might, he does have a tendency to get into trouble now and again. Thank you, miss. Watch out for yourself. Okay, so we've learned all we can from here. Let's head to... we've been to the shop. Let's head to the temple. Okay, so we got a new chapel. Let's get this added to our teleport place. It's the same thing they always give us. Okay, so now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the temples mapped out. Alright, so we'll cancel. Let's enter the back chamber. James pulled the curtains aside. The rear section of the temple was as dramatic as the meditation chamber. A large pool occupied the center of a lush courtyard and was hemmed in on all sides by an alabaster peristyle with climbing vines. Cloistered immediately off the open area were several arches, doorways either blocked by heavily woven curtains or choked with clouds of obscuring incense. Nearby a gong sounded and immediately a priest hurried out of the doorway, halting as he caught sight of the unexpected supplicants. Alright, so let's talk to him real quick. Let me get a drink of water first. Okay. James motioned to the figure across the room. The man walked over to join them. He stood before them, eyebrows arched inquisitively. Abbot Graves. Welcome, gentlemen. What brings you to the Abbey Bishop? My young charge here wished to visit your famed School of Nobles. I don't think he would have let us leave Malak's Cross without paying a visit. Well, well, well. I am pleased to see that our reputation precedes us. Am I to assume you are interested in becoming a new pupil? Or are you visiting from our estimable rival, the Academies of... Yeah, is it estimable, or is that a... Yeah, it's estimable rival, the Academy of Magicians at Stardock. My father would never allow me to study magic formally, even though he more than has the financial resources to send me to Stardock. He thinks it's a waste of a young noble's time to spend 10 and 20 years with his nose stuck in a book, and yet be hardly capable of doing anything else. If it weren't for a magician named Petrus that I met once, I wouldn't know anything of magic at all. It is true that magicians study for long periods of time with fewer visible results, but no course of study is a waste of time, and while magic is not a primary staple in our directed studies here, Magician Pug is kind enough to occasionally send instructors from Stardock to lecture on issues that involve magicians. If you would be interested in enrolling, I regret that we don't have time for that kind of detour. He is on crucial business that takes him elsewhere. What about you, senor? Is there anything in our curricula that interests you? Books and scrolls? I'm a bit too old for that sort of thing now. Really, how unfortunate for you, and I was preparing to offer you a chance to attend a lecture on tactics that is being taught by one of our guest instructors. Now that I think on it, you probably wouldn't be interested. It's being taught by this, well, odd fellow, a one-eyed gentleman who goes by the name Bastira? Bastira, you mean Guy du Bastira, King Liam's first advisor. Yes, I believe that's his title. It's part of the Abbey Bishop's arrangement with King Liam. In exchange for setting aside part of our facilities here for the purposes of education, the king occasionally will loan us some of the finest minds in the kingdom. It works to our mutual benefit. I can still arrange to allow you in if you're interested for a small donation of 20 sovereigns. What do you say, senor? Of course. I think we can make time. Where do we need to go? In town near the Queen's Row, there's a small hall that we have reserved for the guy's speech. Simply present this ticket at the door and they will admit you all. I believe you will be in for a stimulating evening. Thank you. We are looking forward to it. Okay, so Cool, we got the ticket for that, so we shall leave here, exit out. Another quick drink of water, since I have a feeling this is going to be a bit verbose again. And also, if you're paying attention, kids, you just found out you're never too old to learn wizardry. And if you really want to put your mind to it, maybe in 10, 20 years, you can learn magic. Alright, so let's go in the house. Okay, a man took their ticket at the door. Waving smoke from his face, James was surprised by the number of young nobles seated in the lecture hall, most looking as if they would rather be drinking ale in the tavern across the street. Despite that, they made friendly company as they offered up seats to James and his companions. All rise for Guy of Rallion, first advisor to the throne of King of Isles. A page announced from the rear of the room. After an uncomfortably long wait, a pair of men dressed in purple tabards. What the hell is a tabard? I've never heard that term before. I have to look that up after this. Advanced to the foot of the rude stage and took up station. Looks on their faces stern and watchful. Quick behind them was a man dressed all in black, from tunic to trousers to the patch over his left eye. Mounting the stage between his escorts, he looked out on the assemblage as if they were all his soldiers in the field. Seeing James, a smile touched the first advisor's face. It seems I'm not the only first advisor here. James of Krondor, Guy said, motioning for everyone to take their seats. I'm surprised Prince Arutha could spare your company. James shrugged and covered with a quick lie that seemed to satisfy all in the room, as anxious as the rest for the lecture to begin. Hours passed after a lengthy discussion of the battles of Deep Townston and the siege of Shamata Garrison. The first advisor finished his lecture and dismissed his boggled students. Stepped down from the podium to speak with James. A grave look was upon Guy's face as he grasped the Signor's shoulder. You are lucky most of the men in this room don't know Arutha, Guy whispered, glancing at Owen. If they did, none of them would believe you had been sent to Romney to fetch this puny little squire. I'm also curious to know why you are traveling in the company of a dark brother. Seeing the fire burning in the advisor's good eye, James realized the old man was asking questions in the deadly earnest. Ernst and his two escorts were standing close for reasons other than show. I'll not have Arutha betrayed. Waiting until the rest of the students had been shunted out the door, James quickly began to explain the situation, allowing Gorath to fill in details, which he only partially knew. When he mentioned the Nighthawks and Romney, the first advisor nodded. Prince Arutha is right to send you to Romney, Guy said. There is a group of kingdom men there. I had Duke de Sevny send them a few months ago when we heard about the guild troubles brewing there. We had suspicions the Guild of Death was involved. Grabbing up his cloak, the first advisor nodded to his escorts to check the streets. If anyone in the kingdom can find the Nighthawks, it will be those men from Bastira. They've been of great help in the cause of the kingdom over the past few years. I'll warn you, however, that they've made quite a few enemies along the way. Watch your step between here and the Black Sheep Tavern. Once the guards had indicated that the road was clear, Guy was gone, and the building watchers shuffled them outside. So is this a black... Okay, is this... I've been skulled. Alright, so I can't get any... Oh, double. Oh, we got something new here. Do I look familiar to you? Can't say you do. Should I know you? Not me, my face. I want you to take a close look at me. Are you sure you don't know of anyone with a face like mine? Didn't say I'd never seen anyone with a face like yours. Didn't say I've never seen anyone with a face like yours. I just said I've never seen you before. The man you're after is named Leslie Rigger. Is he related to you? Not sure. I don't know anything about my father, and my mother died when I was young. It's possible either of them could have had another child. All I wish to do is talk with him, find out if we have any common history. Good enough. He's been running some sort of errand, though he hasn't told me what it was about or who hired him. He said if he should drop out of sight for any length of time, he would be hiding in Darkmoor, probably in the common storage bins there. If you get near there, call out that Ivan has sent you. He'll make an appearance. I'll warn you, though, trouble often follows after him. I'd be prepared for a rumble. Sounds familiar. If he's no brother of mine, he's at least a close cousin. Alright, so we can leave here. Alright, yes. We don't have an emerald. Actually, let's see. Do they have an emerald in the shop so I can do the chest? Let's see, the armory. There we go. Let me check. How many uses does my whetstone have? Alright, I've got 11 on that. I've got 22. Alright, I'm good on this stuff for now. I've got this book. What's the book for? religious, maybe battle. Okay, so I'm not sure what that does. We'll do it next time we need to camp. I think, oh, we need to camp now because it's night out. Let's take a look. Alright, so we can read the book real fast. Essentially, a book of prayers. Most of the Psalms dealt with mythology correct surrounding the Defender goddess and her frequent clashes with the war god, Tith Anarcha. It advised which prayers should be said upon waking, which should be used before sleeping, before eating, before entering inns, and most importantly, which should be mouthed before entering battle, so that the Defender goddess would add her favor to the faithful's ability to defend him or herself. It also mentioned in passing that the goddess would also lend her favor to those that drank the Doppleganger milk sometimes sold by her followers. Okay, so do we increase skills from that? Alright, let's take a look and see how our skills are before we rest anymore. Okay, so he's at 60 defense, 41 melee. Assessment went up. Is that what it increased? Okay, yeah, that increased assessment. What the hell? I wonder if that's... Oh god, I just did a video yesterday, but hang on a sec. We will camp until the morning. Okay, so that's good enough. Let's get back out on the road, heading towards Romney, or what's the name of that other town that a dude might be hiding in? Darkmoor, I think it was. Okay, so we have Malik's Cross, Lighton, Sindon, Sloop, Romney. Could have sworn. Alright, so Darkmoor is... Let's go investigate this, actually. Let's see. Let me see if this takes us where I want to go. So we're going to go to Darkmoor and investigate this twin or doppelganger that James potentially has. Let me make sure I got all the loot off these guys as well. I haven't been here before. I wonder what these dead bodies are doing here, decomposing by the side of the road. Surely it wasn't me. It was just some other passing fellows that killed them. Okay, back on here. What is down this path? Temple of Ruthia. So, which way is Darkmoor from here? Is it off the beaten path? No, it's the next town. Okay, so keep our eyes peeled while we're going. Maybe some treasure or something? What about over here? Treasure? Treasure? Stuff to dig up? Nope, of course not. Oh, what do we have here? That looks like a camp. Okay. Map again, make sure I'm heading the right way. Yeah, west is the right way. So we're right on Darkmoor. So that should be it right up here. Alright, let's see if we can find our twin. They said at the common homes. Okay, what about this house? Alright, this place is abandoned, empty. Cut off. Knock on the door. That's the old woman that slams the door in our face. I wonder if by the common hall they mean the tavern. Innkeeper. Barmaid, let's talk to this guy. No, it's regular flavor text. Hang on a second. Ah, I should have read that. We already barded here. Talk to this guy. That's the nice knife guy. Innkeeper. No. What about the barmaid? No. The common home. I swear that that's what you consider an inn. What about this? This is abandoned. Where is our mysterious twin? Alright, so we got some water. wonder if it's that farm. Not this. This is the shop. Can't discuss anything with him, so... Alright, abandoned house. It's not there. Are we on a wild goose chase? Alright. That chick again. That old lady. It's the one that wanted to marry us off to her sister. Oh, okay. The barn door was closed tight. "You in there," called James. "We wish to speak with you. Ivan Scald sent us." There were rumblings from inside the barn, and after a few moments the door began to swing slowly open. "Sly Rigger. We could be twins, yes. Oh, it seems. Seeing you, a great number of things suddenly seem crystal clear to me. What is your association with the Mockers in Krondor?" "What do you mean? I don't..." "Stop the idiot act, lice." Sly? God, I hate this name. Leslie? I'm just going with whatever I pronounced at the time. "I know you have something to do with the Mockers in Krondor. A few months ago, I was abducted by a band of cutthroats dressed as Nighthawks while I was investigating a rumor in the sewers. At the time, I thought they had abducted me because I was close to Arutha. But that wasn't the case at all, was it?" "That must mean things have gotten even worse than the upright man imagined when he sent word for me in Kesh." "Excuse me, what did you say? Kesh? As in the great empire of?" "You of all people should know that the upright man has contracts everywhere, including under the Empress's nose. He couldn't very well operate the single most powerful guild in Minkemia without them. But as I was saying, he sent for me in Kesh and asked for me to take a boat into Silden and check on a group of thieves who operated there. I can't really say more, but I confirmed the upright man's suspicions. If you should get to Krondor before I do, tell one of the thieves, a boy named Lim, that I think the upright man's right, though I am quite positive now that the crawler is not Jocko Radburn. He should give you a reward for the information. There's something in the offing that threatens the prince. Don't worry your head. The Nighthawks in Krondor were likely sent into Krondor to kill the upright man after I fumbled up matters investigating in Silden, not go after Arutha. This crawler fellow that's running the new Thieves Guild is determined to expand his empire, but he's been busy infiltrating other guilds. He's the shadow prince behind half a dozen, most notably the new guild of the Romney. He's also training his men in magic." "A whole band of thieves trained as magicians? I don't like the sound of that at all." "Neither do I, though for much different reasons. I'm still working on finding out who's training them. Last trail I followed, I heard word that someone in Lighton wished to buy glory hands, magic artifacts I'd heard something about. I found this skeletal hand near Sethanon and sold it to a fellow in Lighton named Glover. I figured if they were magicians, they'd spot the substitution and perhaps I would have a lead." "But they bought it from you and killed your lead. How did you find the skeletal hand?" "You'd probably find this a bit distasteful, but I was just going to dig up somebody from the Sethanon graveyard and just borrow a hand. Since that part of the world has been deserted for quite some time, I thought it would be my best bet to find what I needed without getting caught. Fortunately, some old ghoul saved me the trouble. I have no idea what this fellow was up to with the corpse, but he was dragging it through the field, like he was headed to the graveyard. At one point he apparently got tired or thirsty and left the body for a bit, and I went over to liberate this dead man of his hand. But before I could finish, the old man came back. Since I nearly had the hand off, I came back the next day to see if it had wiggled loose in the transport. And so you found it and sold it, and Glover... and so you found it and sold it to Glover and Lighton." "Just so, but my troubles didn't end there. There were a few men in Lighton who recognized me, apparently men working for the crawler. Seems that he's issued a death token on my head after I was spotted in Silden, so since then I've been lying low." "Understandable. Someday if we should meet again, I would like to talk to you some more, find out more about where you came from." "You mean find out if we're brothers?" "It's not likely. I was born in Toulon and only came to Krondor about 3 years ago when the upright man sent for me. I was never sure why he sent for me, but apparently he had heard of me. But he is odd that way. I doubt I'll ever understand the way his mind works." That makes two of us. Thank you for this talk, at least, your stupid name. You've been quite a help to us, and it's been interesting seeing how others see me. I hope we can meet again. Okay, so we just kind of learned some more lore from that. Alright, let's get back on the road. And camp till the morning real quick. Gorath's getting in better shape. Alright, so need to keep heading towards there's Leighton, Silden, Sloop. Alright, so we're heading towards Romney. Let's keep going. Keep our eyes peeled as we travel. Fast forward. Alright, so that should be the temple, I believe. Yep. Alright, so we will go past the Malak's Cross path. And that might be why these guys are after me. They mistake me for him. That could be why the Nighthawks are hunting me down. Okay, that's Malak's Cross, so we haven't been this way. Eyes peeled. Anything? Aw, come on, I want a more word lock. Nothing in those trees either? Well, I'll be damned. Okay, it's getting dark out. This actually looks promising over here. We're gonna go explore this little alcove. Let's camp till morning real fast. Hopefully all our rations are holding. Anything amongst all these trees and stuff over here? Nothing. Oh, what is that? Hang on. What do we have here? Are those enemies or gravestones? Okay, those are gravestones. So we are gonna save real quick. Where are we on the map right now? Let's double check. It's not a town. Leighton's the next town, so this could be an ambush. Alright, let's dig up these graves real fast. I have no shame. Mason Moorcamp had a nasty ailment. Let's open this up. Just a body. Gagging. Randall Days. His death has enriched our lives. Yeah, we'll dig it up. Oh, free money. I'll take it. Alright, where's the enemy? Pretty poor Daniel. Or poor Danny. Had a bad spell. Sounds kind of ominous. Oh, ropes. Okay. That is a lot of rope. Hopefully I'll need it. What do we have here? Already dug that one up. Wayland M. Wasserman hated everything. Just a body. Keisha, traveler's friend. Just a body. Okay, is that all the graves? They don't make games like this anymore. How many games can you dig up graves for loot? Can you name some more? Tell me. Okay, the barn was musty and dark. Searching with straining eyes and groping hands, Gorath suddenly called out, "Over here! I think I found something." Halfway up one wall of the structure, a small X had been scrawled into the wood. Just below the spot, there was a raised area of dirt. Together, they began to dig, and several feet below the surface uncovered a rotting wooden box. Inside were 12 silver royals and a small leather pouch. Okay, so free money. Let's keep going. What's in this house? There was a black ribbon hanging on the door. James took a step back and scowled, staring at the ribbon as though he was trying to decide on the proper course of action. Why do you look at the house that way? What does the black ribbon mean? The ribbon is a sign of the sickness. It's essentially a warning signal to others to keep away. And yet it seems someone has recently gone through this house looking for something, perhaps. Should we go in and have a look around? Well, we just saved, so why the hell not? There was a smell of death in the air. Entering the house, it became obvious that someone had indeed conducted a fairly thorough search. Seeing nothing of interest, James turned to leave. Come on, let's get out of here before Let's get out of here. It may be too late. He stopped in mid-sentence as his eyes fell on a discolored floorboard in the corner of the room. Crossing the small house in 3 giant strides, he carefully used the tip of his sword to pry the board up. Then he slipped his fingers under and gave it several hard tugs. The board came free with a splintering crack. James slowly reached down in the dark rectangular hole and excitedly pulled out a small bag. Spilling the shiny contents on the bag of the floor, he began to count. 34 gold sovereigns, he said. Probably the life savings of the unfortunate family that lived here. We will have need of this money, but I'll be sure to give a charitable donation of equal size to Father Tully should we ever see Krondor again. Now let's get out of here. We may be paying for this small windfall with our lives. No one wished to speak about it. Seeing the glazed looks in each other's eyes and sickly pallor they had begun to exhibit, it was more than obvious they had fallen prey to the virulent plague. Silently, James hoped they would reach a temple soon before they all died of it. Oh no, that was not worth it. You know what? Actually, oh, this would be save scumming if I reloaded, wouldn't it? Oh man. But I am doing a Let's Play. This isn't me personally playing for. Let's see, Malik's Cross. Let's go see how much it costs to get cured, and if it's still save scumming, but all right. Yeah. We're gonna go and see if we can get cured for cheap. If it's worth the 34 gold sovereigns and the 12 and everything we just got out of this. Ah, man. Poor decisions. But you know what? YOLO! Yeah, see my health's going down as is. Alright. So there's Malik's Cross, which means there's a graveyard. So the temple should be... This should be the temple right here. Alright, let's see how much it is to cure everyone. Okay. Enter. Cure. How much is it? Wait, is that free? Oh, 39 sovereigns. $42, done. So what does that leave us with money-wise? Yeah, it's less money than we had when we did that. So you know what? I'm save scumming. I don't care if someone gets mad. Alright, let's restore the bookmark. Okay, so we're gonna go through the barn and we're gonna go through the graves again real quick. Dig up the grave, 5 gold. There's the ropes. I don't think any of them had anything else, but double check. Possibly use the shovels a bit. Okay, hated everything, yada yada yada. Okay, dig it up. Okay, we're not going in the house. We will go in the barn, however. Alright, so we got 12 silver sovereigns, and we are going to save real quick. House, we are not going in you again. That money is not worth my life. What do we have here? Malik's Dragon, turn to the south. What the? I wonder what Malik's Dragon is. The name of the signpost had long worn away. Malik's Dragon. Oh, and it's an overgrown path. Huh. Hang on. That is off the beaten path. And didn't they say that, the road to Lighton... Hang on a sec. Alright. I just thought of something. Lighton's right up here, so... I think they said that, oh, there's another temple. Right here, what the hell? I went all the way back. Okay. Let's just get this marked here real quick. Damn, there's temples all over this area. Okay, that's Lim's Kragma. You know what? We're gonna save it and call it this episode. What I'm thinking is that might be a path south that goes around, the long way around Lighton, because I think they said Lighton had, some sort of, like, trade embargo or something, or, like, people watching the roads or something like that, but, yeah, we'll discover that next time. But yeah, this has been Deadly Habit with more Krondor. Try and be back with some more tomorrow, possibly. Depending on how I feel like playing it, but hope you guys are enjoying this, and I'll catch you guys later.